2012, researchers discovered at the USC Annenberg School that students our age 18 to 34, use social media at dinner with family and friends on a regular basis. Realizing that I fell into this shocking statistic, I decided to do some research. So today, I'm going to be talking on the necessity of limiting our use of social media for the betterment of our health, connections with others, and self-esteem. I'm a credible person to talk about this because I myself overuse social media, and I've discovered the consequences in my own life, and I've been working to improve it. Our generation is the first generation that's been faced with this issue. So our generation is the problem, but we can also be the solution. So in a world where it's not abnormal to be having dinner with 5 of your closest friends and having no conversation, it's important that we limit our social media use for the betterment of our health, connections with others, and self-esteem. While there are many reasons that this is such a big issue, disconnect is one of the greatest. Our social media takes us from where we are in this moment and places us elsewhere. So we can be in a room such as this with hundreds of people in it, but still not be connecting with anyone. Our social media use also disconnects us from our academics and our work. In a September 2nd, 2014 study conducted by the American Journal of Family Therapy on learning habits, it was discovered that students who use social media have an average GPA of a 3.06, while students who do not use social media have an average GPA of a 3.82. In this same study, it was discovered that students who use social media for 93 minutes greater than the average 106 minutes students use on Facebook a day, their GPA drops by 0.12 on a 4.0 scale. It was also discovered in an infographic by Digital Information World on December 29, 2014, that 25% of an American's workday is spent browsing social media. So just think of all the productivity that is lost while you're browsing. Just as disconnect is a major issue, social media overuse is a major issue on our physical and mental health. In the Times of India, Dr. Radhika of Deakin Hospital claimed that he's discovered that social media addiction is at the same level as an addiction to alcohol, smoking, or gambling. This has been brought up again by Aline Augenbraun of CBS News in her August 22, 2014 post, where she said that while there's no clinical definition or treatment with social media, it falls into the same category as many other subtypes of internet addiction. And she interviewed Sean Lowe of Columbia University, who said that 1% worldwide needs to be treated for some sort of social media addiction. An example of just how extreme this addiction is, even though it's not diagnosed, is that the Shooting Industry magazine on March 28, 2015 reported a story of a man in Minneapolis who was burglarizing a home. Now, while he was burglarizing his home, he noticed that a computer was up, and he was just so addicted and had to check his Facebook that he went and logged in on his Facebook, sent some messages, liked some pictures, but then before he left, he forgot to sign out. So the man returned home, and when he was there, he discovered that his computer had been tampered with, so he went and checked it, and within 5 to 10 minutes, because this man had left his Facebook up on the computer, they were able to discover who he was and have him arrested. So this leads me into Digital Information World discovered and reported in an infographic on December 29, 2014, that 18% of social media users can't go more than a few hours without checking Facebook. Also, international researchers on January 2014 correlated social media overuse with depression, low self-esteem, and aggression. What happens is you're seeing everyone else's highlights while you're in your moments of solidarity. Social networking Procon.org in January of 2014 also brought this to attention, that they discovered that it correlates with depression, low self-esteem, and eating disorders. And that scanning posts without activity, such as liking and commenting, is one of the leading causes of loneliness in college-age students. Another issue that was brought to light by Dr. Cross, a leading psychologist at Crossways Consulting in Australia, is that not only does our generation have to find their identity in real life, they have to find their identity online as well. So you may ask what you can do to help with the social media addiction. And personally, through my research and own discoveries, I've learned that social media cleanses and social media monitoring apps are very beneficial. So I challenge you first today that the next time you're eating dinner with family and friends, to turn off your phone or delete all your social media so that it's not a temptation for you. A little more challenging is to take a day once every month or once every couple of weeks and just turn off your social media. And connect with the world around you and realize how much time you're spending and how much time you have when you're not using social media. And while many people may say that they need their social media for work, the perfect day to take a social media cleanse is on a Saturday, because then you can disconnect from your work, and also it's a day of relaxation for you as well, so you can connect with friends and family. Another major issue is people say that they use their social media to connect with people, but one thing I've learned from my personal experience is that true friends won't be upset with you if you don't like their Instagram, but they won't be your friends anymore if they don't like the time that you're spending with them in real life. And another issue is that we're unaware that it exists, but Steph Gonzaga of MacStorm.com discovered that this was an issue as well, and that he didn't have the self-control to limit social media use on his own. So he pulled together a list of potential apps to use. His biggest suggestion is this app called Antisocial, which for $15, whenever you log onto your computer and open it up, it'll close out and not allow you to go into any social media or connecting networking apps, but it'll allow you the ability to search anything else, so you can still use your computer for research and things like that. Now on another level, Concentrate for $30, it does the same thing as Antisocial, but it also automatically launches the apps that you need for productivity, so you get started right off the bat. So sometimes when you lack self-control on your own, you need outside sources to help you fight. And one thing my friends and I have begun to do, just to make us aware of how much we're using social media, is downloaded the app Moments, which tracks the amount of time that you're spending on your phone and on these apps. And so the other night, my friend and I were in the library, and we discovered that it was 10 o'clock, and he had used his phone for 3 hours that day. So I downloaded the app myself, and I've discovered that I spend from 1 to 3 hours on my phone a day, which just really makes me sick to think that I'm spending that much time investing in people online rather than in real life. So obviously, this is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and the effects are beyond what our mind and body can bear. So I hope that as you leave today and pull out your phone to see what you've missed in this hour, hour and a half that you've been in here, that you'll remember that it's not who you are on social media that defines you, and the social media will always be out there, but your health, your self-worth, and your desire to connect with others won't be.